Hello.
Hi.
Good morning to everyone, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure for me to be here today with you for this very interesting discussion. Well, there is no doubt that the world has changed dramatically during the recent years and that we are living in a perma-crisis era with one challenge seamlessly followed by the next. In this turbulent world, from addressing climate change to energy diversification and from countering fake news and disinformation to standing up against authoritarian regimes, we have to find new ways to make democracy work for the people. Today, societies are becoming more fragmented. Public debate has become more polarized, and it gets harder and harder to focus on the common good, or even, I would add, on common sense. The old ways don't seem to work anymore, so we need to think outside the box. We have no choice today. We need to be bolder, better, and faster. And Western democracies, like the United States and Europe, more than ever before, should work closer together. In today's changing geopolitical landscape, the Eastern Mediterranean is facing, indeed, many new challenges. The war in Ukraine, the energy crisis, the attempt of external actors to expand their footprint in the region, the climate emergency, the ongoing refugee crisis, the organized crime and terrorist groups, the escalating threats against the sovereignty and territorial integrity of a European country in the region are already having an impact on the respective balances, both regionally and globally. At the same time, the Eastern Mediterranean is also a very promising region that can become a key part of a new security architecture in the broader region in terms of energy, economy, climate action, emergency preparedness, and counterterrorism. Today, Greece is a key actor in the Eastern Mediterranean and a pillar of growth in this region. From the financial crisis of 2010, Greece is now one of the fastest growing economies in Europe, being today at the doorstep of regaining the investment-grade credit rating. Despite the energy crisis and the associated inflationary pressures, the Greek government and the Greek economy grew by 5.9% in 2022 and is expected to grow further by 2.2% in 2023 and 2% in 2024, far higher than the European average. The reforms in the state and the economy undertaken by the Greek government, along with the digital transition, will continue at a growing pace. Foreign direct investment hit a 20-year-old record in 2022, reaching 7.2 billion euros. Major global companies like Microsoft, Google, and Meta continue to invest in Greece, along with Pfizer, Cisco, Deloitte, Goldman Sachs, that invested in my region, Central Macedonia and northern Greece. In addition, major Hollywood companies today have chosen Thessaloniki, the capital of the region of Central Macedonia, for their production in the recent years. And at this point, I would like to acknowledge the tremendous help and the support of today Secretary Payet, but then Ambassador Payet, who has helped us immensely in building these strong relations with the United States. So the Greek economy, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, is indeed becoming more competitive and more extroverted, with highly skilled workforce and with huge investment opportunities in fields such as tourism, infrastructure, innovation, the primary sector and logistics. At the same time, Greece is a pillar of stability in the Eastern Mediterranean, being the only country in the region that is both a member of NATO and the European Union. Greece has today a stable and committed to reforms second-term majority government, the Mitsotakis government, but most importantly, Greece is committed to our shared values of democracy, freedom, rule of law, and the free market economy. And we will never, never waver from these values. We will defend them to secure peace and stability in the region. We will do it the same way we have assumed our role and responsibilities in the wider region, not only by being a key actor in shaping EU policies in the energy field, but by becoming an energy hub, diversifying both our own as well as the entire region's supply of gas and electricity, together with our close partners Cyprus and Israel. The acceleration of the investment rate in renewable energy in Greece that made us today being European leaders in solar and wind energy, the steps towards hydrogen energy, the planned security and electricity Euro-Asia and Euro-Africa interconnectors, the construction of the new LNG facilities, and the gas discoveries in the Eastern Mediterranean will be all major factors in boosting energy security in the years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Greece strongly believes, we always did, in cooperation. And our East Mediterranean mechanism with Cyprus and Israel is a very dynamic and rapidly advancing trilateral scheme that could serve as a model for regional cooperation mechanisms, because this is not an artificial scheme. It is not just a sum of interests. We have more in common than the geography would suggest. We have a regional cooperation scheme that is based on values, realism, and hope, because indeed we share the strongest bonds. The same values that tie our countries with the United States. But I would like to see this regional mechanism expanding and extending cooperation to the other countries of the region as well. Countries like Egypt, with great potential, especially in solar energy. With other countries, like Libya and Lebanon, as soon as they become more stable. But also with Turkey. Because we need, ladies and gentlemen, to look at the broader picture. And this means that we must be inclusive, but with one fundamental prerequisite. Every country joining the Eastern Mediterranean Cooperation Mechanism, we have to accept a specific context with specific set of rules, which will regulate the relations between the countries and settle any disputes between them on the basis, always, of international law. A model of this multinational partnership in the Eastern Mediterranean can be the East Med Gas Forum, with all the countries participating after accepting and respecting this strict set of rules. Ladies and gentlemen, having lived and studied at Georgetown University in DC, I know the mentality and the pioneering spirit of this great country. A country that's committed in leading the world forward. And I strongly believe that the United States has vital interests in this part of the world. So it is very important that the US remains engaged and works with partners with whom it shares not only common strategic priorities, but also history and values. Over the past 2 centuries, Greece and the US have always been on the right side of history. We fought side by side in world wars to defend freedom and democracy. We are trusted and irreplaceable allies. And today, our ties are stronger than ever. That's why I believe in our close cooperation in the Eastern Mediterranean, in energy, cybersecurity, maritime security, climate, civil protection, counterterrorism, research, innovation, and digital economy. Because together we can further consolidate transatlantic ties, we can reinforce energy security in the wider region, we can provide a platform for closer cooperation with other actors, and we can build not only a new East Mediterranean, but a sustainable Eastern Mediterranean of stability, security, growth, and peace, for the benefit of the wider region, for the benefit of the people. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Governor. As usual, we're up against a tight schedule, and I think we have one more session to go before our coffee break. But maybe one question I can put to you, because you spoke very eloquently about the national priorities of Greece. You spoke very eloquently about the need to expand this web and network of regional relations. But maybe with your regional governor hat on and your experience in that regard, I can ask you about kind of more regional focus, and whether this is something that is prominent in the agenda of the new government. Is there a regional strategy for the government, particularly for your region and obviously the second city of Thessaloniki? How does the government see things in that regard?
Well, it is very clear to us. Thessaloniki, Central Macedonia, northern Greece, is located at a geostrategic location. We have today in the proximity of 500 kilometers on the south, the city of Athens, but on the north, 5 countries around us. So you understand that the market of all these countries and the political and economic collaboration with them can bring great results, not only for the economy of Greece, but also for the stability of the greater region. Now, if we add to this the collaboration that we already have, the trilateral between Cyprus, Israel, plus one, the United States, one can easily understand that Greece today is indeed playing a key role, not only in the stability, but also in the growth. The energy sector, as I mentioned earlier, is one of the most important sectors on which Greece has managed to become a hub. And despite all the difficulties and the situation that we are facing in that particular area of the world, Greece has proven this last couple of years that it holds a serious government with people who know how to govern, who have a vision, and who definitely have the way to make Greece a solid economy and a very promising economy for investments. And this is why you see that during all these years, we have managed to attract global enterprises and many US enterprises in Greece to invest. And I had a meeting 2 days ago with Albert Bourla, the president, CEO of Pfizer. He started, when Pfizer decided to come to Thessaloniki and invest, initially they had planned to create 300 work positions. By now, they are at 800, and they are planning within the next couple of months to reach 1,000 work positions. That's because in Greece, in Thessaloniki, but also in Greece in general, you can find really high-skilled workforce. And on top of this, the location of Thessaloniki provides the certainty to a potential investor that it can bring its business there and flourish. Now, in conclusion, I would say that Greece today has changed tremendously from the past 4 or 5 years. We are now a solid economy. We can provide stability, and definitely with the new government that was re-elected 2 weeks ago in Greece, which is a majority government. It's important because majority governments can get things done. I am certain that the new government will put in place all the reforms that are needed to cut the ties once and for all with the bad past that we had.
Yeah, just maybe one follow-up on that, because as you say, it was a very emphatic victory for Nea Demokratia, and very comfortable majority now in Parliament. We saw the main opposition party, Syriza's vote slumped to 17.86%, something like this. So we have now a very weak, fragmented opposition in Greece and in the Greek Parliament. So I guess some outsiders might look and think this is a government with a second term, a very comfortable majority, a very weak opposition. Might there be a danger that it will take the foot off the pedal, that it might become arrogant, it's not really subject to too much pressure domestically? What would you say to that? I know that Prime Minister Mitsotakis has promised an actual acceleration of reform, but I guess that may be a worry for some people looking from the outside.
Not at all. Quite on the contrary. I would tell you that the election result of May and June was the best possible news coming out of Greece, because Greece will have now 4 full years with a solid government to continue all the transformation that Greece needs. Prime Minister Mitsotakis has chosen the best for the positions in the cabinet, and having followed the discussion in the Greek Parliament this weekend, where the agenda was set for these 4 years, one can easily understand that by the end of these 4 years, and even much earlier, I would tell you, Greece will be a totally different country, and a country that will be there not only as a good ally and friend, but a useful, potential investment paradise. And this is what I would like to stress out, ending our discussion today, that those who today will choose Greece, and in particular northern Greece, for investment, they will come to realize a couple of years later that they have done their best possible choice for their business. So we are here, we are open, and we are back for business.
Thank you very much, Governor. That's a good note on which to end this part of the discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.